Hello everyone, Rimea here, and welcome to another new Super Luigi U level creation video. Today we're making what would be the World 1 castle for Luigi's Lost Levels, which is of course the mod that all of these levels that we're making are going to end up in, hopefully. The main mechanics for this castle level are the burners, the ones that spew flames and stuff that usually appear in airship levels, and also these metal bolt platforms, which I guess also, at least in New Super Mario Wii, also appeared in airship level. They don't even appear in New Super Mario U at all, so they're kind of a cool mechanic in that way. The cool thing about burners in these Super Mario U is that they can actually have gravity enabled, so we'll be seeing more of that later throughout the level, but yeah, you can actually have the burners on top of the metal platforms that way, and they'll move along with it, which is pretty cool. It may seem like this level uses just the vanilla castle tile set from New Super Mario U, but no, it's actually a very heavily modified version of the castle tile set, which I did in a similar vein to what I did for the Cloudy 2 castle tile sets. So actually, speaking of Cloudy 2, the background bricks or whatever for this castle level here are actually a different variation of what I used for Cloudy 2, because in Cloudy 2 I made these resized kind of smaller version of these sort of background bricks, but I actually like what I did here more, which is kind of take more of the vanilla style. So I basically made them a lot easier to work with while also giving me more options with them. Going into this level, I actually had all three of the star coins basically figured out, or at least a bonus room for the second star coin and then the first and third star coins. So it was really more so just connecting the dots in that way that was really the problem when it came to making this level for me. By the way, using the vanilla castle tile set from New Super Mario U like this is actually quite a pain. Just the way the 2x2 brick pattern works, it means you often have to retile sections because you can't quite account for everything properly. And there's still some stuff here and there that might look a little bit weird, but there's no other way of doing it really. Even the way Nintendo does it in the vanilla game looks kind of strange sometimes. This section towards the beginning here actually changed quite a bit throughout the development of the level, so here I added background rocks to it and then I delete them again and stuff like that. But in the end, I guess it turned out pretty okay. The section really isn't that interesting on its own, it's more about the star coin really. I had this idea for this section here, where basically you'd spin the platform to come towards you and then you'd ride it as it slowly moves back to the right. And in theory that was a cool idea, but in practice that really meant that the platform moved really slowly, which of course is kind of a problem for a Luigi U level, because the player always wants to go as quick as possible. So I ended up scrapping this section later down the line and replaced it with something I'm more happy with. of course, I couldn't resist having a mid-air pipe entrance bonus room thing like I always do. So here the challenge is really just, spinning on that platform and then getting into the pipe, which is actually not that difficult. It basically always lines up. I specifically wanted to end this castle level with a red coin section, because I knew I couldn't really have a hidden power-up at the end, which is, normal for a castle level usually. So I wanted to still give the player the option to get a power-up. And also I realized I hadn't really done any red coin sections in most of the levels that we've made so far, so yeah, that just made a lot of sense. And then here's a crazy third star coin where actually you spin these platforms to go downwards with the burners and stuff, and then you actually have to wall jump between the platform and the platform above you and the burners below you to get to the star coin, and then you can walk up above. It's a really cool setup that I had in mind before even starting the level. Oh, and the second star coin bonus room might even be crazier than the third, because here we have this platform that we've seen throughout the level, but now I put these gravity affected burners on top of it, and that means that you basically have to spin on the platform, but then you have to jump off of it for a second because the burners activate, and you can jump back onto it and keep going, and it's actually a really cool setup, and I also had this one in mind before starting the level. But yeah, there we go, the level is now done. Okay, so time to have a look in-game. So right at the start here, we introduced a whole bolt platform moving mechanic, and in fact we also already have a burner, because, it's Luigi U, you can introduce multiple mechanics at once, I think it's fine. I do worry if the level's maybe a little bit too difficult, but we'll see during playtesting, I suppose. So this whole setup here is basically just to facilitate the first star coin like that, because I think that's a pretty cool, little setup there with the, the big dry bones that goes into the lava and stuff. And that same bolt also allows you to move the platforms there, and that gives you a 1-up, because it wouldn't be a Rimea level without a hidden 1-up. And then here we have this moving platform, which of course combines very well with the other mechanics in the level. And yeah, this bonus room here is pretty crazy. The way the burners kind of wobble around looks a little bit goofy, but I think it still works. It's a bit Mario Maker core, but whatever. I love it, honestly. It's I think it's a hilarious setup. So here we have red coins, like I talked about. I wanted to have a red coin section in this level because we haven't really had many of those in these Luigi U levels, and also I couldn't really think of another way of hiding a power-up towards the end here. And then, yeah, here's the crazy third star coin, because this level really only has crazy star coins. This looks difficult to do, maybe, I don't know, but it's actually really easy. It's just, you basically just have to wall jump as much as you can, and it's not that bad. But that's basically the whole custom part of the level done. I just pasted the vanilla Lemmy section at the end here, because I don't know. I might still end up messing around with this a little bit more. Maybe we could have a whole different boss fight. I don't really know. I also didn't retexture the pipe cannon here yet, which I did do for Cloud 2, and I guess if I keep this, I'll do that as well. I don't know. But I mean, I guess let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Should I like, I don't know, add burners to this boss fight or something like that? Would you guys be a fan of that? I'm not personally like too big on that whole idea. I'm not a huge fan of messing with boss fights by just adding other mechanics to them. But maybe it will work with Lemmy and burners. I don't really know. But yeah, I guess with that, we're basically done here. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and all of that stuff. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. See you next time, and bye-bye.